Hi, Mr. Price.
Hello, can you
Hi,
hear me?
yeah, I can hear you fine. I just wanted to make sure you could hear me. Um, the judge is not here yet. I will let you know. And Mr. Anderson, same goes for you.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
I just want to make sure that we're not waiting on me or anything here.
No, you're fine. We're waiting on the judge.
Okay.
Please rise. Today is the 18th day of February in the year 2026. The Frisco Municipal Court is now in session with the Honorable Judge Ron Carlson presiding.
Please be seated. For many of you, it's the first time in court, or at least the first time in this court. Court procedures require that on each case, I start with a review of your original ticket or summons to be here. Then I am to advise you of the nature of the charges against you first. Secondly, to tell you the maximum possible penalty. And third, to ask you a few questions
Hello,
that
it's
establish
extremely
you've read
difficult to
and
hear. I don't know
understand
if
your
like,
legal
there's not a
rights.
microphone connected.
And we have a little Zoom thing going on there.
You can't hear him all, Mr. Anderson?
Yeah, it's very difficult to hear you guys. My volume's all the way up. And like it's just a very low volume.
Are you in a quiet area?
I am in a silent area.
Okay.
Get his phone number. We'll just supplement it with phone when it's his turn.
Okay.
So after I do that, then we can get to how to handle your case. Taking a plea on any case requires a series of questions. So all these things take time, but they're designed to both inform you and protect your legal rights. So please, everybody, be patient. That being said, it looks like the first case is Sean Quirk. Could you come to the podium? Oh, is this an attorney case?
Yeah.
Okay,
It is, Your Honor, and I am present electronically.
very good.
Right.
I assume you waive advisement.
We do waive any further reading or advisement, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Quirk, normally I'm required to read all the things I just described, and we're skipping that. I have paperwork that says that, let me see what it does say. You're going to plead to an amended charge of a 2-point defective vehicle and restitution's reserved. Is that what you want to agree to? Okay. You understand by pleading guilty, you're giving up all the rights listed in the right sheet, which your counsel will have described to you, which means there'll be no trial, there'll be no witnesses, the prosecutor will not have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and you're giving up your presumption of innocence. Is that all understood?
Yes.
Did anybody threaten you to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Did anybody promise you anything?
No.
Is this your free and voluntary decision?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of anything that affects your ability to make a decision?
No.
How do you plead to the charge of 2-point defective vehicle? Guilty or not?
Guilty.
Court accepts your plea, find to be freely, voluntarily, and knowingly made. Counselor, any statement?
No, Judge, this is an appropriate plea agreement. We appreciate the court's willingness to hear it.
Mr. Quirk, you are entitled to make a statement. You're welcome to make a statement, but you're not required to make any statement. Anything you want to tell me?
No statement.
Now that you've entered a plea, the court does a quick perusal of the police report. I find there's a factual basis for the plea, or the factual basis has been waived. Court will impose the monetary fine. Which is $75 plus 30 and 25 more for surcharge and court costs. Which I believe is $130. Can you pay that today, or do you need time?
I can pay that today.
Please see my court clerk. Christopher Anderson. And this is a virtual appearance, so it'll take a minute for our court clerk. Counselor, anything else you need?
Not for me, Judge. Good to see you, sir. Have a nice night.
You too. Next appearance is a virtual appearance by Christopher Anderson from Denver.
Uh-huh, I'm here.
Mr. Anderson, you were summoned to court to answer allegations. You violated Model Traffic Code Section 1409, failure to have proof of required insurance. Do you understand the charge?
Yes.
Maximum penalty is if convicted, is 4 points on your driving record, a fine as high as $2,650, and a minimum fine of 500, though if mitigation is shown, that can be reduced in half to a minimum fine of 250. Do you understand both the maximum and minimum penalty?
Yes, I understand.
You were provided a written advisement of legal rights, I assume electronically. Did you get a chance to read and review those?
Not sure. I don't believe so.
All right, you understand you have a right to contest these charges. You may enter a plea of not guilty because in our system, you are presumed innocent. And if you plead not guilty, you're entitled to a hearing about that, and the prosecutor would have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. At that trial, you would have the prosecutor would present the witnesses against you, would be required to present the witnesses against you, and he would ask them questions. Then you would have an opportunity to ask them questions from your perspective. That's called cross-examination, your right to confront and cross-examine the witnesses against you. When the prosecutor finishes, you then have the opportunity to present witnesses, but you're not required to, proceeding in the same way, except you would go first asking the questions and then the prosecutor follow up. You also have the right to testify or not testify at your own choosing. You have an absolute right to testify. You have an absolute right to remain silent. Nobody can make you testify against yourself. In traffic cases, there is no right to a jury trial. There's only a right to a judge trial because it's only a civil penalty. Any results of a trial can be appealed to the district and appellate courts within 35 days of the decision, but you have an absolute right to hire an attorney. Do you understand all those rights?
Yes, I understand.
I don't have any paperwork from the prosecutor, so tell me how you plead to the charge.
Yeah, so I spoke with the prosecutor on a phone call right before, but I mean, after thinking more, I wish I had talked with him afterwards. And so, I mean, this really was an unintentional lapse due to non-payment. I corrected it immediately, and I have insurance now. It being my first offense, I was just hoping I could ask the prosecutor if I could respectfully request the deferred judgment, it being my first offense and it being an unintentional lapse due to
I'll give you
non-payment.
time to go talk to him about it, but I don't have any control over that.
Okay.
You want to get back in the waiting room to ask him that? I have to say, I don't see that coming from him like ever. But you're
Okay.
welcome to wait in line to talk to him again.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I'd like to ask him, I mean, like, I just have to go in the back of the line for this hearing or what?
You get in line in the room wherever he is. I don't know if I guess that's the back of the line.
Okay. I guess I'm just not following. So if I go into the meeting room, I would talk with the DA and then I'd
When
get
he's
back.
available, he's seeing other people.
You have to speak with him over the telephone. He
Okay.
doesn't have a connection to the Zoom call. So you
Okay.
could just mute yourself and try and call him, but he's in with another defendant right now.
Or we can give him your phone number and he can call you when he has a moment.
Okay. Yeah. And then I would just stay on this
Yeah,
WebEx,
stay
I
in the
guess
waiting
is it?
room because
Okay.
we need a clear, either finish this court date today or have you get a new court date and set it for a trial or whatever
Okay.
we're setting it for. All right.
We'll have him call you. Just mute yourself, please.
Perfect.
All right. Maria Montenegro. I guess it's only Parsifal. Maria Montenegro, Gudines, is that how it's pronounced? No response?
Judge, was that the parking citation?
Yes,
That has been dismissed. She has
all right.
provided.
Well, I don't have any paperwork, so if we could get some paperwork from the prosecutor, so I know what's going on, be helpful.
She provided proof of the handicap placard
Okay,
and it just needs to be dismissed.
but I'm not a mind reader.
I'm sorry. I know. He didn't have any paperwork, so we'll get with that.
All right.
And then he has no offer.
All right. Okay. You want to send an email to Mr. Anderson to that effect?
Sure.
I'm going to note the summons on the last case. It looks like it's Stepan, is it Lazarev? Sir, you were summoned to court to answer allegations you were supposedly speeding. Do you understand the term speeding?
Yes.
The maximum punishment varies based upon the allegation. It is alleged you were in the range of 10 to 19 miles an hour over the posted limit, which means the maximum penalty would be 4 points on your driving record if convicted, and a fine as high as $140 plus surcharges and court costs. Do you understand the penalty?
Yes, sir.
You were provided a written advisement of legal rights to give you a chance to read and review your legal rights.
Yes.
Do you have any questions about those rights? Do you feel you understand them? Do you know what a trial is? I understand you'd like a trial.
Yes, please not guilty.
Okay. Happy to accommodate. March 18th at 5:30. Unless we have something, do we have anything else said already?
That's the only one I have.
Okay.
Quick question. May I request to appear on like through Zoom because I live in Denver. Sometimes it makes it hard for me to make it out here. That's hard.
I'll allow it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
There are disadvantages to that, but if that's what you want, we'll allow it.
Just make sure you provide your email address.
Will do.
And phone number,
Yes, thank you.
since Zoom doesn't always work. And see my court clerk for a written notice. Donald, is it Gersick? With the handwriting, it looks like it pronounces 3 different ways depending on whose handwriting I'm looking at. Okay, I guess pretty good. Sir, you're summoned to court to answer allegations you were speeding. Do you understand the charge? The range determines the penalty. In your case, it's alleged that you were speeding more than 20 and less than 39 miles an hour over the posted limit, which means if convicted, the penalty would be 6 points on your driving record and a fine as high as $200, subject to surcharges and court costs. Do you understand the possible penalty?
Yes.
You were provided a written advisement of legal rights. Did you get a chance to read and review that? Do you have any questions? Do you feel you understand them? Do you know what a trial is? Do you know what a trial is? You understand you have a right to an attorney. Now I have paper where it says instead of that, you wish to enter a plea to a 3-point special hazards ticket. Is that what you wish to do? Condition on completing a level 1 driving class. And the prosecutor may forget, but I'm always on 6-point speeds requiring what I call a math essay, which requires you to calculate your speed in feet per second, the speed limit in feet per second, stopping distance at the speed you were going, stopping distance at the speed limit. Any objection to that addition?
Consider waiving that. Experienced drivers been driving a long time. So I just asked you might consider waiving that requirement.
Let me look at your driving record and I will, based on a clean driving record, I will not add that condition. But you still have to do the level 1. That's part of your deal with the prosecutor. That changes your mind. You can always plead not guilty and have a trial. But the terms I have here is you plead guilty to a 3-point, take a level 1 driving class and pay fines determined by the court. Is that what you're agreeing to?
Yes.
Okay. You understand by entering this plea agreement, you are giving up all the rights listed in the right sheet, which means there'll be no trial, there'll be no witnesses. The prosecutor will not have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You are giving up your presumption of innocence and right to an attorney. Did anybody threaten you? Did anybody promise you anything? Is this your free and voluntary plea? Are you under the influence of anything?
No.
All required questions. Now that I've asked you the questions, how do you plead to 3-point speeding? Court accepts your plea, find to be freely, voluntarily, and knowingly made. You're entitled to make a statement. You're welcome to make a statement, but you're also not required to say anything further about the case. Is there anything you'd like to tell me?
We'll see you again.
Very good. $100 fine, $55 in surcharge and costs. Can you pay the $155 today? And 3 points. Please see my court clerk.
Yeah.
Yes.
To call Mr. Anderson, so this is your response when you contact him. Same thing.
All right. You prefer to get Anderson on?
Yeah.
All right.
This year first.
Yep, I'm here.
Mr. Anderson, are you back on record?
I am.
I understand from notes that the prosecutor is not making any offer and doesn't want to have any further discussion with you. So your choice is down to pleading guilty or not guilty. What would you like to do?
I plead guilty.
You're saying by pleading guilty, you're giving up all the rights listed in the right sheet, which means there'll be no trial, there'll be no witnesses. The prosecutor will not have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You are giving up your presumption of innocence and right to an attorney. Is all that understood? Mr. Anderson, did we lose you?
Going on.
I know that's why you hate the electronic appearances.
Why I just did that. He must have dropped his connection. Mr. Anderson, can you hear us?
I apologize. My internet cut out, I guess.
Let me resume the required series of questions I have to ask. You understand by pleading guilty, you're giving up all the rights listed in the right sheet, which means there'll be no trial, no witnesses. The prosecutor will not have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You are giving up your presumption of innocence and right to an attorney. Is all that understood?
Yes.
Did anybody threaten you to make you plead guilty?
No.
Anybody making promises to you?
No.
Is this your free and voluntary plea?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of anything?
No.
Now I get to ask you to repeat, how do you plead to no proof of insurance, guilty or not?
Guilty.
Court accepts your plea, find to be freely, voluntarily, and knowingly made. You have told me some things, but officially you have the right to make a statement prior to the imposition of sentence. But you're also not required to say anything further, but you're welcome to make a statement. Anything more you'd like to tell me?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was a total unintentional lapse due to non-payment. There was no awareness of cancellation. I wasn't meaningfully driving without insurance. I was on auto pay. Payment didn't go through. They canceled it. And as soon as I knew about it, I got insurance. This has never been a problem for me, and this is my first offense. So honestly, incredibly surprised that we can't work around for something that wasn't an obvious no insurance drive. Like it was canceled, not by my choice.
I understand your statement. This is kind of a strict liability offense. The state is cracking down on these in general. I take everything you're saying to be mitigation, so I can cut the fine in half. But the state legislature passed law saying minimum fine of $250 upon showing mitigation. Cost and surcharge are another 55 was 300. Can you pay that, or do you need a payment plan?
I mean, I could pay, I just not immediately, like, within 30 days or so would be helpful. But
All
I
right,
guess
I
I
can
was
set
more,
this payment
This-
due by March 18th, 2026, or appear in this court to explain why. If you fail to do either of those things, a warrant would be issued.
how much was it due March 18th?
It's 305.
305, okay. Yeah, I guess the more concern was the points on the record. That was what I was more concerned,
Right.
but I got it.
And the state legislature has tied both me and the prosecutor's hands. So
All right.
complain to your elected state representative.
You got it.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
my court clerk will send you paperwork
All
or
right.
send you a reminder. All right, very good. Have a good evening.
You too.
Anthony Juarez. Good evening.
Good evening.
Sir, you have been charged with speeding. Do you understand the term?
Yes, sir.
Maximum penalty is determined by the category. It's alleged that you were going 20 to 39 miles an hour over the posted limit, which means if convicted, 6 points on your driving record, a fine as high as $200, with surcharge and costs in addition to that. Do you understand the maximum penalty?
Yes, sir.
You were provided the written advisement of legal rights. Did you get a chance to read and review those rights?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions about those rights?
Yes, sir.
Do you feel you understand them?
Yes, sir.
Do you know what a trial is? Do you understand you have a right to hire an attorney? I don't have any paperwork from anybody, so tell me what you'd like to do with your case.
Continuance, the
Yes.
prosecutor offered me something and I just wanted to talk to an attorney.
That would be fine. We'll have you back here on March 18th, same time,
Yes, sir.
5 o'clock. Let me just make the required notes.
Is that the latest I could do it? Is there any way I could do it in April or?
April 15th.
That'll work. Yeah, thank you.
Tax day.
Yeah.
We'll see you on April 15th.
Thank you.
Joshua Hutchinson. Good evening. Sir, you're summoned to court to answer allegations you supposedly violated section 604, failure to obey a traffic control device. Do you understand the charge?
Yes.
Maximum penalty is, if convicted, is 4 points on your driving record and a fine as high as $100 together with court costs and surcharge. Do you understand the maximum penalty?
Yes.
You were provided the written advisement of legal rights. Did you get a chance to read and review those rights?
Yes, I did.
Do you have any questions about those rights? Do you feel you understand them? Do you know what a trial is? Do you understand you have a right to an attorney? I have paperwork that says the prosecutor and you would agree for you pleading guilty to a 2-point defective vehicle with fines set by the court. Is that what you wish to do? You understand that by pleading guilty pursuant to this agreement that you are giving up all the rights listed in the right sheet, which means there'll be no trial, there'll be no witnesses. The prosecutor will not have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You are giving up your presumption of innocence and right to an attorney. Did anybody threaten you? Anybody make any promises? Is this your free and voluntary plea? Are you under the influence of anything? How do you plead a 2-point defective vehicle? Court accepts your plea, find you freely, voluntarily, and knowingly made. You're entitled to make a statement and welcome to, but not required to. Anything you want to tell me? Court will impose a $70 fine, 30 cost, 25 surcharge, total 125. Can you pay that today?
Yeah.
Please see my court clerk.
Thank you.
Oh, it's. There you go. Well, I've got different spelling, so it's either John or Josh Maludi.
Yeah.
Would you come to the podium? Looks like this was rescheduled, but just as your first appearance, so I need to advise you. You understand you were summoned to court to answer allegations. You violated Model Traffic Code Section 1409, no proof of insurance is required. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Maximum penalty is a fine as high as $2,650, 4 points on your driving record if convicted, and a minimum fine of $500 set by the state legislature. Unless mitigation is shown, it can be reduced in half to $250. Do you understand the penalty?
Yes, Your Honor.
You were provided the written advisement of legal rights. Did you get a chance to read and review your legal rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Feel you understand them? Know what a trial is? Understand you have a right to an attorney? I have paperwork from the prosecutor saying you're going to plead guilty in court to set the fine. Is that correct?
Yes, Your
You understand by pleading guilty, you're giving up all the rights listed in the rate sheet, which means there'll be no trial, no witnesses. The prosecutor will not have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You are giving up your presumption of innocence and right to an attorney.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did anybody threaten you?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody make promises?
No, Your Honor.
Is this your free and voluntary plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of anything?
No, Your Honor.
How do you plead to no insurance?
Yeah.
Court accepts your plea, find it to be freely, voluntarily, and knowingly made. Anything you want to tell me?
No, it was just, I was between jobs and I didn't pay the insurance, and then my landlord didn't want my car in the lot, so I was taking it down to Denver. Of course, the first time I take it out, get pulled over, didn't have insurance, got insurance, within the next week, so, yeah.
All right.
just-
You have subsequently gotten insurance?
Yeah, I have insurance.
All right. So that makes it $250. Plus 55 costs and surcharge, it's $305. Can you pay that or need a plan?
I need a plan.
Can you get it all paid by March 18th or do you need 2 months?
I can pay by March 18th.
Pay it by March 18th or appear back here to explain why you couldn't get it paid. Do one or the other or warrant issues for non-appearance. Please see my court clerk. James Lindemeyer. Good evening.
Good evening.
Sir, you were summoned to court for 2 reasons. First being the allegation you were speeding. Do you understand the charge of speeding?
Yes, sir.
Determined by the category, you were alleged to be 20 to 39 miles an hour over the posted limit, which if convicted would mean 6 points on your driving record, a fine of up to $200 plus costs and surcharge. Do you understand the penalty on that charge?
Yes, sir.
The second charge is no proof of insurance. Do you understand that term?
Yes, sir.
Penalty on that, if convicted, is 4 points on your driving record. Fine as high as $2,650, minimum fine of $500, unless mitigation is shown, $500. Do you understand the penalty on that charge?
Yes, sir.
As to both charges, you were provided a written advisement of legal rights. Did you get a chance to read and review the legal rights? you have any questions about your rights?
No, sir.
Do you feel you understand them?
Yes, sir.
Do you know what a trial is?
Yes, sir.
Understand you have a right to an attorney.
Yes, sir.
I have paperwork that says the prosecutor is going to dismiss the insurance charge. You've provided proof. And as to the speeding charge, he would offer you to plead to a 3-point special hazards speeding, and taking a level 1 driving class, and fines determined by the court.
Yes, sir.
And I usually add what I call a math essay about calculating your speed out and the stopping distance. Any objection to doing that?
No, sir.
All right. You understand by pleading guilty, you're giving up all the rights listed in the right sheet, which means no trial, no witnesses, and the prosecutor will not have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yes, sir.
Understand you're giving up your presumption of innocence and right to an attorney. Did anybody threaten you?
No, sir.
Anyone promise you anything?
No,
This
sir.
is your free and voluntary plea.
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to 3-point speeding? Court accepts your plea, find be freely, voluntarily, and knowingly made. Is there anything you'd like to say? You're welcome to, but not required to.
Do I have to take the driving course?
Yes, that's what.
Oh, I thought that got waived.
It's not, it's check marked and handwritten in, so I believe
Your
it.
Honor, I let the defendant know that since he's got a spotless driving history, he's been driving for a long time, that I would have no objection to you waiving that requirement if you so requested it. But I included it there because I
Okay.
did like to include it.
Let me look at the driving record. I will only require you to do one or the other, either the essay or the class, but you don't get out of both.
Let's do the essay.
All right. We'll substitute.
When does he need to have that done by?
That'll be by next month. I haven't done the fine yet, so. And on a 3-point. Court will impose $110 fine, and $55 in costs and surcharge for a total of $165. Can you pay that today?
Yes, sir.
And again, that essay is March 18th or appear. Please see my court clerk. Andreas Olson.
Your Honor.
Good evening. Sir, you were summoned to court to answer allegations. You violated Model Traffic Code 1409 by having no proof of required insurance. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Maximum penalty, if convicted, is 4 points on your driving record and a fine as high as $2,650. Do you understand the maximum penalty?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
You were provided the written advisement of legal rights. Did you get a chance to read and review that?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir, Your
Do you
Honor.
feel you understand it?
Yes, sir, Your
Do you know what a trial is?
Yes, sir. Your Honor.
Understand you have a right to an attorney.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
I don't have any paperwork. What are you doing?
I would like to request a continuance to provide the receipt of purchase for insurance on the day.
All right, I will grant that continuance to March 18th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We'll see you back here in a month.
Yes, sir, thank you, Your Honor.
And see the court clerk for a written notice, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Roberto Santiago, is it Angeli? I can't read the writing. Angeles? Are you our official translator or who are you?
Interpreter.
Okay.
Yes.
I've not seen you in our court before, so I had to ask. I need, please state your name for the record.
My name is Isabel Serrano. I'll be the interpreter today.
Okay, I need to give you the interpreter's oath. Do you solemnly swear you faithfully translate each and every word stated verbatim from English to Spanish and Spanish to English to the best of your ability?
Yes.
Thank you. Sir, first court custom is no hats in court, please. Sir, you were summoned to court for two reasons, and I'm first required to advise you of the nature of each of those charges. First is the charge of careless driving. Do you understand the term careless driving?
Yeah.
The second charge is no proof of insurance. Do you understand that term?
Yes.
Next, I'm required to tell you the maximum possible penalty on each charge. On the careless driving, if convicted, would be 4 points on your driving record and a fine as high as $200 plus court costs and surcharge. Do you understand the maximum penalty on careless driving?
Yes.
On the insurance, the maximum penalty, if convicted, would be 4 points on your driving record, a fine as high as $2,650, and a minimum fine of $500 set by the state legislature. Unless mitigation is shown, it can be reduced to $250. Do you understand the penalty on the no proof of insurance charge?
Yes.
You were provided our written advisement of legal rights, our Spanish version. Did you get a chance to read that?
I don't know how to read. I asked someone else to read it for me.
Was someone else able to read that to you?
Yes.
Madam Interpreter, did you read this for him or? Okay. Do you wish the interpreter to go over this with you?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to call another case and give her the opportunity to read through this with you. We'll call you back in a few minutes. Nicholas Bartram. Small traffic jam at the podium. Mr. Bartram, you've been summoned to court to answer no proof of insurance charges. Do you understand the term? Yeah. Maximum penalty is 4 points on your driving record if convicted, and a fine as high as $2,650. Do you understand the penalty? You were provided the written advisement of legal rights. Did you get a chance to read and review those rights? Do you have any questions about your rights? Do you feel you understand them? Do you know what a trial is? You understand you have a right to an attorney? I don't have any paperwork notes. Tell me what you're doing with your case.
I mean, the no insurance was on a $500 Subaru, so I was waiting to see what you guys wanted me to do.
I didn't know I could get it reduced with getting insurance on it, so I just wanted to wait and see what's happening.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Did you have your opportunity to talk to the prosecutor about this?
Yeah, we just talked for
Okay.
a little bit.
All right. Well, the way it is I either, you can give me some other excuses. Because mitigation is not limited to getting no proof of insurance.
May take his full story as mitigation.
But first we have to get over the hump of, are you guilty or not guilty?
I could just guilty, honestly, yeah.
All right. You understand by pleading guilty, you're giving up all the rights listed in the right sheet, which means no trial, no witnesses, and the prosecutor does not have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You're giving up your presumption of innocence and right to an attorney. Is all that understood?
Yeah.
Did anybody, I'm skipping ahead. Did anybody threaten you? Anybody promise you anything? Is this your free and voluntary plea? Are you under the influence of anything? Now I get to ask you to repeat after we've finished the required questions. How do you plead to no proof of insurance?
You want me to?
Guilty or not guilty?
Oh, just guilty.
Court accepts your plea, find you freely, voluntarily, and knowingly made. This is where you have the opportunity to make a statement prior to I impose sentence. So what would you like to tell me?
I did double hip replacements last year, but the year before, so that pretty much like ruined me financially. So that's like why I had $500 Subaru and drive without insurance. So yeah, I've just been trying to recover from that. Basically, I'm only 30.
The way I'll do this is 500 fines suspended down to 250 plus 55. Court cost is 305. However, you may satisfy that by doing either paying or 16 hours of community service. So you can either do it monetarily or non-monetarily. Please see my court clerk.
What's the
For 16 hours, that's only 2 days worth. Normally I just make it a month by March 18th. You need longer than that?
yeah, can I do till April? Is that
April 15th.
Thank you so much.
And again, that's get proof into the court by then or appear back here.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good. Start.
Omari Robinson. Good evening. Sir, you were summoned to court to answer allegations you were speeding. Do you understand the term speeding?
Yes, sir.
Maximum penalty depends upon the range. It's alleged you were only 5 to 9 miles an hour over the posted limit, which would be 1 point on your driving record if convicted, a fine as high as $70 with surcharge and court costs on top of that. Do you understand the charge or maximum penalty on the charge?
Yes, sir.
You were provided the written advisement of legal rights. Do you have any questions about your legal rights? Do you feel you understand them? Do you know what a trial is?
Yes, sir.
You understand you have a right to hire an attorney?
Yes.
How would you like to proceed?
Pay the fine.
Oh, okay. You could have done that without coming here.
Yeah, I'm aware. After speaking with the prosecutor, decided that's right.
Actually, I guess I can reduce it so it comes out the same. That's what I'll do. So 95 total. That is, we'll reduce the fine from 70 down to 40, add back on the 30. I don't care, Janice, however you want to record it. Keep the same total 95. Please see my court clerk.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Elazar Antonio Acuna Vallejo.
Your Honor, he's going to need an interpreter also.
All right, we'll wait for her to come back then. She's still reviewing the rights that shouldn't.
They're about to come back in.
Okay. Please come back to the podium. Okay, back on Roberto Santiago Angeles. Sir, we've had the interpreter read the rights to you. Do you have any questions about your legal rights?
No.
Do you feel you understand them?
Yes.
Do you know what a trial is?
Yes.
You understand you have a right to hire an attorney?
Yes.
I don't have any paperwork from a prosecutor, so I don't know. How would you like to proceed with your case? Do you wish to plead not guilty and have a trial? Plead guilty to both charges or talk to the prosecutor? If you haven't,
Plead guilty.
to both charges.
Uh, Yes.
When I spoke with the defendant, Your Honor, he told me, I believe, that he was going to come back next month with proof of insurance for me.
Do you have insurance and you have proof of it? You want to come back next month?
Yes.
I get the feeling you just keep saying yes to everything, so I have to ask questions. Did you have insurance when the police stopped you and gave you the ticket?
I'll repeat the question. ¿Usted tenía aseguranza de carro cuando la policía le paró?
Sí.
Yes.
And so you have proof at home that you had insurance that you'd like to bring to court?
Yes, but I didn't understand when they asked me at the time.
Okay. We will have you come back next month and you can bring in your written proof that you had insurance. And that might influence the prosecutor to change your other charge also. All right, so get that written proof and come back to court on March 18th at 5 o'clock. Yes. All right, I've noted the file. Please get a written reminder from my court clerk. And Madam Interpreter, you can stay because we have another case.
Your Honor, we have Mr. Gillian on the Zoom for his,
Do the interpreter case first.
yes. But he's our 545 trial, just so you know.
Eliza Antonio Vallejo. Elazar Antonio. Acura Vallejo. Madam Interpreter, I'd have you restate your name just for the record. And I simply remind you, you're still under the interpreter's oath. Sir, you were summoned to court to answer charges of no proof of insurance. Do you understand that term?
Yes.
Then I'm required to tell you the maximum penalty, which if convicted is 4 points on your driving record, and a fine possibly as high as $2,650, and a minimum fine of $500, which was set by the state legislature, which can be reduced in half upon showing mitigation that is some reasonable excuse, such as you now have insurance or other good cause. Do you understand the maximum penalty?
Yes.
You were provided a written advisement of legal rights in Spanish. I presume I don't have a copy in the file. Do you still have that?
Yo no tengo la copia de la aseguranza de aquel día.
The copy of the insurance of that day.
Sure, you're getting ahead of me. First, I have to advise you, the law requires I do things in a certain order. Did you read your legal rights in the Spanish? All right.
No tengo el tiempo.
No, I didn't have time. I had a lot of work.
Well, we just handed them out in court, so I don't know.
Sí, él me dio el
I
papel.
think we need to hand you the Spanish version of our legal rights and have you read them. So why don't you take a minute to do that? And if you need help, the interpreter can read them to you.
I can't invest.
Do you have any questions about your legal rights?
Yo sé que lo que yo cometí fue,
I know that you did.
fue, o sea,
Sure, I appreciate that. And you're kind of skipping ahead. The law requires I make sure you understand your legal rights before we get to how to handle the case. So you feel you understand your legal rights, yes?
sí.
Okay, yes.
Do you know what a trial is?
No entiendo.
I don't understand.
All right. You have a right to contest these charges. You have the right, that is the possibility of saying, no, I did not do this. I want to challenge the charges. If you were to say not guilty, the way we would do that is the prosecutor would be required to bring in the witnesses against you to prove the charge beyond a reasonable doubt. You would be presumed innocent until there was enough evidence to prove that you were guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. The way that would work is the prosecutor would call witnesses who would answer questions the prosecutor posed. Then you would have a chance to ask those same witnesses questions from your viewpoint. When he finished, you would have the opportunity to put on witnesses, but you're not required to. And you have the ability to testify yourself, but you're not required to. And after all the witnesses are heard, the judge makes a decision. You understand that process? All right. All right, now we get to how do you want to handle your case? Do you want to plead guilty or not guilty?
Eh, la verdad sí tengo culpa porque
Obviously, it is my fault
tenía un día
because I had
de más allá.
a day without insurance.
Okay, I appreciate that, but I need a direct answer. Either you had insurance on December 31st of 2025 or you did not.
Tuve aseguranza hasta el 29.
Insurance until the 29th.
So,
Okay. And I can consider that at sentencing as mitigation, but the question is, do you plead guilty or not guilty?
yo soy culpable.
I declare myself guilty.
Okay. And again, I'm required to ask these questions. Did anybody threaten you to make you plead guilty?
No, no.
No,
Did anybody promise you anything? Is this your free and voluntary plea?
Sí, porque yo sé que
yes,
falté a la ley.
because I know that I missed the mark.
Are you under the influence of anything?
No, no.
Okay.
No,
Then I'm required to ask you to repeat. Do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Soy culpable por infracción de la ley.
I'm guilty.
I accept your plea. I find it to be freely, voluntarily, and knowingly made. You're entitled to make a statement about what happened. I've already heard from you that your insurance expired on the 29th, but I would listen to anything else you would want to tell me.
La aseguranza mensualmente
Well, my insurance
Sí.
on a monthly basis,
no la había pagado,
I hadn't paid it,
pero lo que yo no sabía
but what
si
I
la
didn't
póliza
know
aún estaba vigente.
is that if it was still active, my insurance,
Sí, póliza.
my insurance.
Okay. Well, I'm required to impose a $500 minimum, but I can reduce that to 250 based on what you've told me. But there are court costs and surcharge of 55, so you are going to have to pay 305. Can you pay that today, or do you need a payment plan?
Yo vendo
I would like to do it in 2 payments.
All right. Are you paying anything today?
Yeah, starting today.
All right.
unos.
So can you get it all paid by March 18th or April 15th?
El 15 de está bien.
April 15th.
All right. Pay it by a day or come back to court and appear in front of me.
Wherever.
If you get it all paid, you don't have to come to court, but otherwise you have to come to court on April 15th.
¿Cuánto es por todo?
How much would it be again total?
305.
Total, right?
Correct.
Everything.
Please see my court clerk for paperwork.
Sí.
One more question.
Pago todo, no más.
I just pay everything and that's it.
That's correct.
300, sí,
They're at 305.
Correct.
no más. Regreso.
And then I will come back if I just pay the 300.
That's correct.
That's it.
Y termino mi proceso.
My process would be over at that point.
Yes.
Okay.
Please see the court clerk. Thank you for your interpretation. All right, I believe we're ready for trial.
Got a couple of those.
I know. Which one are we doing first?
Well,
Almost up.
Henley's 5:30 on docket.
Okay. Court will call a case of the People versus Ken Henley. The failure to stop at a stop sign case. Did you get our trial rights and procedure?
Yes, sir.
Any questions? Please have a seat and we'll proceed.
People.
Any opening statement by the people?
No, Judge.
Mr. Henley, any opening statement?
No, Your Honor.
First witness. Janice, can you pull my model traffic code copy?
People call Officer Marson Hornick. Let's go through it.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury? Please see on the end over here.
Could you please state your name for the record and spell your last name?
My first name is Marson, last name is Hornick, Hornik.
And are you presently employed?
Yes.
In what capacity?
As a police officer for the town of Frisco,
And for how long have you been employed by the town of Frisco?
almost 2 years.
And were you employed by the town of Frisco on June 20th, 2025?
Yes,
And do you recall working that day?
Yes.
Do you know what shift you worked that day?
I believe I was working a day shift.
And were you on duty at 10:38 a.m. on or about 10:38 a.m. that day?
Yes.
And do you remember what sort of duties you were performing at that time?
Yes, I was doing my regular routine patrols and responding to any emergent calls or any calls for service.
And did that include issuing any traffic citations?
Yes.
And did you issue any traffic citations on June 20th, 2025 at the intersection of Creekside Drive and West Main Street?
Yes, I did.
And could you please describe that citation?
The citation would have been for not stopping at a stop sign.
And do you recall why you issued that citation?
Yes, I was parked on Creekside, monitoring the intersection because we have a lot of people that don't stop at that intersection on a visible intersection with stop signs. During that time, from what I recall, I observed a green Toyota Tacoma approaching the intersection, heading eastbound down West Main Street, approaching the intersection at Creekside. The vehicle slowed down, but did not complete a complete stop at the stop sign. When I conducted the traffic stop on the gentleman here, he stated that he was distracted by a bicyclist driving on the road. I also recall him asking him the question if he cleared the intersection and observed anybody like myself sitting there. He stated no. And then that's how I based my determination on also what I visibly observed, that he did not stop at the stop sign.
And there is a stop sign. What direction was the person you cited heading?
Eastbound. So he would be coming off like where the highway is, coming into town.
And heading east on West Main Street, is there a stop sign posted at that
Yes,
intersection?
there is 4 visible posted stop sign at each intersection point.
And is there a solid white line also indicating a stop? And this intersection, is it in the town of Frisco?
Yes, sir.
Is it in the county of Summit? And is it in the state of Colorado?
Yes.
And do you have any training that would be useful in detecting whether or not someone came to a full stop at a stop sign?
Yes, I do.
Could you describe that training for us?
Typically, when somebody stops at a stop sign, all their wheels stop. There's no motion in the wheels. Your car will typically come to a complete stop, and then you'll see the car jerk slightly back as they're leaving the stop sign and they clear the intersection.
And did you observe that with this green Toyota Tacoma?
Did not.
And do you see the driver from that incident sitting in the courtroom today? Could you please just point him out for the court? Judge, let the record reflect that the the officer identified the defendant.
So noted.
Is there anything else you'd like the court to know today?
Yes, sir.
That'll be it, Your Honor.
Cross-examination, your opportunity to ask the officer questions.
My only thing was there was multiple bikes and there was a guy swerving, which I was like, don't hit my truck. Did you see the bicyclists?
Which way would have the bicyclists been traveling?
They were also going eastbound.
Correct. There's bike paths all around that.
They were not on the bike
Okay.
path.
Well, I did not observe any bicyclists at that time.
Okay.
I'm being honest, I didn't
Fair
observe it.
enough.
Because if I did, I would have taken everything into consideration.
No, I get it. You're just doing your job. There was 3 bicyclists, 1 adult male, kind of swerving, like looking behind his shoulder, and it kind of caught my attention. And
Okay.
the main reason I'm here today is because I have a Class A CDL, and this definitely affects my future livelihood and all that stuff. I don't want to. My thing was there was
I subject because there's not a question being asked.
Yeah, not,
So he says there's no bicyclists. I said there's 3 bicyclists. So
again, you're not testifying right now. You're asking this officer questions.
okay,
The law is very formal and has a structure.
all right,
This is cross-examination. You get to ask him questions either about what he said here in court or what he observed that day or what you and he
okay,
talked about that day, but that's all you can do at this point with this witness.
okay. my only question was there a bicyclist? He said, no, there isn't a bicyclist. So there's obviously a discrepancy between.
Right, you can testify to what you want if you choose to testify.
Okay, well, it's pretty much everything, so.
Okay. And you redirect.
No, Your Honor.
He may step down. Any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor, regress.
Okay. Mr. Henley, do you have any witnesses you wish to call? Do you wish to well, before you decide about whether you wish to testify, I have to give you what's called a courteous warning. First of all, you understand you have an absolute right to not testify. Under the Constitution of Colorado and the United States, you have a Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Do you understand that?
I understand.
You also have an absolute right to testify if you choose to. You understand that?
Okay, I understand.
If you choose to testify, you get treated like any other witness, meaning you are subject to cross-examination by the prosecutor, and you are subject to the same rules of impeachment that is asking you about a prior record or any other related impeachment issues. Do you understand that?
I understand.
The only way we treat you slightly different is I don't make you ask yourself questions. That's rather silly. The way we would handle it is you would be sworn to tell the truth. You would make a statement and then you would be cross-examined by the prosecutor. That's how that would work if you choose to testify. You understand that if you waive the right to remain silent and testify, and you're being subjected to cross-examination, you cannot reassert the privilege to remain silent. That is, if you answer the first three questions and don't care about them, but you don't like the fourth question, you can't then say, I want to remain silent. As long as it's a legally proper question, if it put to any other witness, then you would still be required to answer it. You cannot reassert your right to remain silent. Do you understand that? Knowing all those things that I was required to tell you, do you wish to testify?
It'd be good or bad, I don't know, I'm not a lawyer, so.
And I can't give legal advice. If you want to make your point, again, it's totally up to you.
Nothing to lose, so.
All right, you'd like to testify?
Yeah.
That's fine. Come forward, sit in the witness chair, and raise your right hand before you sit down.
Is there a difference in cost?
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury? All right, you may make your statement.
As a CDL holder for close to 7 years now. I've only had one ticket in that time in a CDL vehicle, and that was 2019. So over 6 years ago, a little longer. I would like to think I'm a pretty safe driver. Service the community here, local, and just don't think this is a true reflection of, my driving capabilities. I was concerned about the bike hitting my vehicle. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. So, yeah, that's all I got.
Any cross?
No, Your Honor.
All right, you may step down.
Thanks.
Closing statement, or, well, any rebuttal?
No.
Any
No
closing?
close, yeah.
Any closing statement, Mr. Henry? All right. Well, there's nothing to rebut then. Ms. Haley, I understand your situation, but the law is what we would call a strict liability offense. Either you stopped at the stop sign or you didn't. You're supposed to pay attention to the traffic control device unless you're alleging a sudden emergency, except you presented me with no proof of a sudden emergency. I mean, I don't have any description of the bicyclist. I don't have any pictures of the bicyclist. I don't have the officer seeing the bicyclist. So I don't find any affirmative defense proved by you as to that. I'm sure the prosecutor explained to you to some degree, everybody's hands are tied by the federal anti-masking legislation, which is CDL drivers cannot get plea bargains anymore under federal law, and the states have to enforce that, or the states get no federal highway money. And I'm sure he explained that to you, and that, so I'm sure you probably discussed this, but there's nothing the prosecutor can do with the charge, either to have a trial or have you plead guilty, which is what we just did. But without any more information about the bicyclist, I'm required to find you guilty of the charge. So, it's $75 fine, $25 surcharge, and $30 cost, total $130. Can you pay that today, or you need a payment plan? Please see my court clerk. Oh, a couple of years ago now. They, you know, I don't know if you're working for a company or you're independent, but if you work for a company, they should have told you about it. I see this all the time, and they're they're quite strict about it. They send representatives to the judges' conferences to make sure the judges know about it. I don't know what they're doing to educate the driving fleet, but
It affects my insurance for 7 years and makes me ineligible for electrician and plumbing apprenticeships. This affects my livelihood for several years down the road, so.
yep,
Just want you guys to be aware that you're
yep,
screwing over the working man.
our hands are tied. Next case.
Mr. Gillian, and he is on the Zoom call.
Okay, court will call People versus Joshua Gillian. Or Gillian Frias.
Yeah.
Yes. Sir, have you received our trial procedure handout?
Yes, I have.
Okay, do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Any opening statement by the people?
No, Judge.
Sir, any opening statement by you?
No, Your Honor.
All right. First witness.
People called Officer Caleb Wilson, Frisco PD.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury? Please be seated to the seat over this way.
Could you please state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Yeah. Caleb Wilson, last name Wilson.
And Mr. Wilson, are you presently employed?
Yes, sir.
In what capacity?
I'm a police officer for the town of Frisco.
And how long have you been employed in that capacity?
Since December of 2023.
And were you employed by the Frisco PD on November 14th, 2025?
Yes.
Did you work that day?
Yes, sir.
Do you recall what shift you worked?
I believe it was a grave shift.
So were you on duty that day at or about 5:48 a.m.?
Yes, sir.
And do you remember what sort of duties you were performing at that time?
I was monitoring traffic speeds on southbound Summit Boulevard.
And did you issue any traffic citations on November 14th, 2025 on or about 5:48 a.m. at Summit Boulevard and Main Street?
Yes, I did.
And do you recall what the citation was issued for?
I was for following too close.
And why did you issue that citation?
Because I observed a vehicle that was traveling southbound on Summit Boulevard with an approximate distance of a half a vehicle between him and the vehicle in front of him in the same lane.
And did you pull over a vehicle?
Yes.
And do you recall what kind of vehicle it was?
It was a white Chevy pickup truck.
And what happened when you pulled over that vehicle?
Pulled the vehicle over, identified myself to the driver, and explained that the reason for the stop was because he was following the vehicle in front of him too close. And the driver explained that he did not believe he was following too close.
And I guess I'll ask this. What do you usually look for when determining whether or not someone's following another driver too closely?
Usually like I said, the car distance. Usually if you're going about 10 miles an hour, there should be a car length between that vehicle in front and the vehicle behind. Given the mile per hour that was given on some boulevard, there should have been roughly 3 car lengths between the 2 vehicles. And I observed that vehicle to be closer than less than a car length away from the vehicle in front.
So in your view, it was not reasonable to be driving that close to the other vehicle.
No, not at all.
And were other vehicles that were on the roadway at the same time?
Yes.
I mean, you said that it's a early morning, right? 5:48 a.m.
Yes.
How many cars were on the road?
Very little amount. I believe there's probably maybe 3 or 4 vehicles on the road when I observed the action being take place.
So there was no practical traffic related matter why someone should be that close?
No, there was not.
And once again, where did you pull over this vehicle?
I originally pulled him over at Summit and Water Dance roundabout. And the defendant explained that he was going to work up the street on Peak One Boulevard.
And you observed the approximate location of the offense is Summit and Maine?
Yes, sir.
And is that in the town of Frisco?
Yes, sir.
Is it in the county of Summit?
Yes, sir.
Is it in the state of Colorado?
Yes, sir.
And let me ask you, Mr. Wilson, do you see the defendant anywhere in the courtroom here today?
I do not.
Do you see him on that screen over there?
I do.
Is that okay, I'm sorry, I said the defendant. Do you see the person that you pulled over on that Zoom screen?
Yes.
Could you just please point to the Zoom screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please let the record reflect that the witness identified the defendant.
Record shall so reflect.
Officer Wilson, is there anything else you feel the court should know today?
I don't believe so.
Okay, then I have no further questions for you. Thank you.
He gets to cross-examine you.
Sorry.
Okay.
My apologies.
Sir, this is your opportunity to ask the officer questions. Please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. Earlier, Officer Wilson said that I was approximately a car length away, half a car length away, during his interview with the attorney there, and in front of the courtroom.
And
He
sir, I
shortened
know
it.
you're not, hang on. I know you're not familiar with court, but cross-examination is your opportunity to ask this witness or any other witness questions. If you want to make statements, you have to have a witness testify, or if you need to testify yourself to make those statements. So
Yes,
please
Your Honor.
try to
Can I
make
finish
what you're
my
doing.
question?
Sure, I didn't realize that. Didn't sound like it was a question, so I just wanted to
Yeah.
caution you. Go right ahead.
So earlier, Officer Wilson mentioned that I was half a car away. During the interview, he shortened it down, his statement, to less than half a car. So I just want to state and ask the question, what officially through your statement, what is it? Is it half a length or less than half? You have to give like an actual correct statement. You can't shorten it down.
It was half a vehicle.
And I just want to say, approximately in the book of Colorado, you got to be 8 feet or 10 feet back. That's about a car's length. And I was not. He pulled me over for tailgating and not disruptive. That's all I just want to say.
Do you have questions for this officer?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Any redirect?
What was that?
Redirect is the prosecutor gets a chance to ask more questions after you have asked the officer
Yeah.
question.
I have one more question, Your Honor.
just for the sake of clarity, how far was the defendant's vehicle from the vehicle in front of him?
Approximately a half a car length.
Okay, that is it.
I have a question, then both parties can follow up. Do you know the speed limit where this occurred?
Yes,
And what is it?
35 miles.
Thank you. If anyone else has any other questions?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Gillian Frias, any questions based on the court's question? Any more questions?
Yes, Your Honor. I just had a statement.
All right, we'll get to that. We, one step at a time. You may step down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We have no more witnesses, Your Honor.
All right.
Rest.
The people have rested. Um, so, now this is your opportunity to present any witnesses if you have any. So first I am required to ask you, do you have any witnesses you wish to call?
Yes. Yes, I do. I have a witness.
Okay, who's that?
It's my brother. He was a passenger side at the time.
All right.
We're both
Do you
headed to the job site in the morning.
Do you have him there with you?
No, no, Your Honor. I could get his phone number.
Well, this is the time for trial. You need to have your witness.
Can I make a phone call?
Sure.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Your Honor, I have my brother on speaker through another phone. Here, talk.
Sir, you want to identify yourself?
My name is Jonathan Guillen.
You're gonna have to be a little louder.
Hi there. My name is Jonathan Guillen.
How do you spell that?
First name Jonathan. Last name Guillen, Guillen.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
I do.
All right, go ahead and ask your witness questions.
How far do you think he was away? I mean, he was about like a good car's length away. I would say approximately 4, more or less.
Any other questions?
No, no questions.
No, sir.
Cross-examination.
I would ask the witness about how often he drives with his brother or rides with his brother.
Okay. Yeah, so I carpool with them almost
every other week. We carpool, we work at the same place. So up in Frisco, when he got pulled over, actually, we were working up at Summit County, the transit division at the building up there, JHL. And then that's when we got pulled over up there. We're headed to work in the morning. We're actually carpooling right now too, up at in Parker. We just do that to like save money and gas.
And when you're carpooling with your brother, do you regularly check the distance between where your brother's car is and the car in front of him?
Yes, sir.
And why is that?
Why am I looking at it? Well, cause I'm in the passenger seat and well, I'm looking straight ahead.
You're not looking at your
And-
phone, the scenery.
Well, I look at my phone here and there, but I usually just in the morning I like looking at the road, enjoying the scenery, like you said, just straight ahead.
So you're looking at the road and the scenery, or you're making calculations about how far your brother is from each car that he's behind.
I mean, when someone's driving, there's like a safe distance. I feel like everyone has their safe distance, and well, I feel like he's at a safe distance as well as I. So there's nothing of me saying, "Oh, you're too close," or "You're too far away," or "You missed your exit," or so on.
And what's a safe distance in your eyes?
A safe distance in my eyes would be, I want to say, depending on speed, foremost, I would say anywhere about cars length, 2 cars length.
And what speed makes it appropriate to be 1 car length away?
1 car's length away. It depends on the person. Honestly, I think it's personal, like if you think you're safe or not. Well, I think anything like 30 or below, 25, right in that ballpark.
Okay, so if the speed limit's over 25 miles per hour, you probably want to be more than 1 car length away, right?
It depends on the driver, but if you feel safe, if you feel like you have enough time to brake, you know what I mean?
Okay, so if I was driving my car and I felt it was safe to be 1/4 length away because I'm a great driver, would that be safe?
A quarter's length away would be I can't see your headlights on my rear view mirror, and that's well, that's too much. You're on my tailgate. I'm about to pull over myself. I feel endangered. Like if I was a car in front of me, if you're the car behind me, and you're doing that to me, I'm gonna pull over, let you go around me because you apparently have somewhere more important to be than me, and that's what one will do if that happened. That would happen. That's ridiculously close.
What about a 1/2 car length?
Half cars length. I wouldn't pull over, but I would
Well,
for sure like
do you
pay
think
more
it's safe
attention on
or
that driver.
unsafe?
I mean, if they're not hitting me, I think it's all good as long as there's no contact. I mean, if it's half a car length, I mean it's a little closer, but I don't think there's nothing to worry about as long as they don't hit you.
Okay, so the person making the determination of whether or not it's safe is the car in front of the other car, right?
What I'm saying is that if the driver, whoever's driving, feels comfortable within a certain distance, then that's the right way to do it.
Okay, so like I said, if I'm the driver of my car, if I'm the driver of my car and I feel like it's safe to be 1/4 length away, then wouldn't it be safe under that logic?
I mean, yeah, if that's what you're saying, yeah, but in this instance, we're talking about more than a car's length away, about 12 feet, more or less. I mean, you can't really see the perspective of it inside a vehicle, but it's about like 12 feet, more or less.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Sir, are you saying a car length is 12 feet or half a car length is 12 feet?
It's about a full car's length.
I don't have any other questions. Any follow-up by anybody?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Joshua, any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
You have the opportunity to testify, but you're not required to. I'm required to give what's called a courteous warning before you make that decision. You understand under the Constitution of the United States and Colorado, you have an absolute right to remain silent.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand you also have an absolute right to testify.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that if you waive your Fifth Amendment right and choose to testify, you get treated like any other witness, which means you are subject to cross-examination by the prosecutor, and you also would be subject to any impeachment as to any record. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand.
You understand that if you choose to waive the privilege and decide to testify, and the first 3 or 4 questions go fine, but you don't like the next question, you cannot reassert the privilege that once you waive it completely, and you must continue to answer all legally put forth questions.
Yes, I understand.
Now you've had my explanation. Do you wish to testify or not testify?
I'd like to remain silent.
Okay. Since you had no other witnesses, I take it you rest at this time.
Can you repeat that one more time?
Yeah, resting is what we call it when one side finishes. The prosecutor rested when he finished. You're telling me you're done.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Any rebuttal?
No, Your Honor. No close.
Okay. No close. All right, Joshua, this is your opportunity to make a closing argument if you wish.
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
May I state my side of the story?
Yes.
Yes. So,
You can, let me be clear. You can argue about what the evidence shows. The evidence is only sworn testimony. So if you want to tell your side of the story, you would have to testify. You can't now put it in the closing. If you put it in the closing, I cannot consider it. But you can comment on what your brother said. You can comment about what the officer said, and you can tell me what the legal conclusion should be, is what a closing argument is for.
yes, Your Honor.
Please proceed.
The for the reason we're on Zoom call today is because I couldn't make it out to Frisco. Unfortunately, it's too far for me. It takes up to 2 hours. Officer Wilson and my brothers has stated, the reason why I was going to Frisco is to work. Currently, I got a baby on the way, and I got to provide bills, and this would really affect me and push me down, hold back. Um, last month, it was during my birthday, January 22nd. I had presented myself at the courthouse, which was 2 hours away with my pregnant wife. Unfortunately, Officer Wilson did not present himself, and we had to roll over to this Zoom call. In my opinion, it was not professional, and it affected me because I had to take my pregnant wife during the Eisenhower Tunnel, which was really snow. It had snow, and I had to drive back to town at 8 o'clock at night, putting my life at risk. Me presenting myself today shows that I'm responsible, and I'm willing to go forward with this case. That's all I gotta say, Your Honor.
Any rebuttal?
No, Your Honor.
The court finds that the defendant was driving within the town of Frisco, County of Summit, State of Colorado, on November 14th of 2025 at approximately 5:48 a.m. Officer Wilson observed the defendant within the town limits on southbound Summit Boulevard, that he observed the defendant driving a white Chevy pickup, being less than a half car length away. There were 3 or 4 vehicles on the road. The defendant was stopped and basically described to the officer he thought that he wasn't too close. The defendant's brother, John, has testified that he believes that driving too close is a subjective test, depending upon the skill of the following driver. That is not the law. The law is that a following too close is to be determined by what is reasonable and prudent. The court was asked what the speed limit was. I did a quick calculation. The base, if anyone wants to check my math, 60 miles an hour is 88 feet per second, which means 35 miles an hour is 51 feet per second by my calculation. If you are a half car length behind, which John testified 12 feet is a car length and 6 feet would be half a car length, that there is no way someone can make a reasonable stop if anything happens a half car length away at 35 miles an hour. In addition, John himself said that if it was someone was 30 miles an hour or below, 1 car length would be sufficient. And the logic of that is if you're above 30 miles an hour, that it has to be at least a car length away, which no one has testified that the defendant was a car length away. Therefore, I find the defendant guilty of following too closely.
Honor, I object. My brother Jonathan has stated that I was 12 feet away. And the officer, you got that misread. The officer Wilson also stated that it was half a car length, not less than a car length.
All right, you don't get to object to the court's finding. You can appeal my findings. I will note, even if what you're saying is true, 12 feet away at 35 miles an hour is too close because
I was
you
traveling
can't
30 miles
reasonably.
an hour, Your
Sir,
Honor.
this is not an argument.
I'm not an argument. It's a statement. I was traveling 30 miles an hour.
You're done talking. It's my turn to talk. The court finds, regardless of whether you were a half car length or a full car length, you were following too closely based on what is reasonable and prudent at the speed limit within the area. Therefore, I find you guilty. Any statement on sentencing by the prosecutor?
No, Your Honor.
Sir, you're entitled to make a statement about sentencing. You've already told me in your closing about your financial situation. Is there anything else you want to tell me?
No.
Okay. All right. The court will impose the 4 points on the driving record as required. Court normally would impose the standard fine, which is $140 plus $55 court cost and surcharge for a total of $195. The defendant has indicated he is in an economic stress situation. The defendant may either pay the $195 or he may complete 10 hours of community service. Either of those things should be accomplished by March 18th or contact the court clerk for an extension or appear here on March 18th to explain your situation. But otherwise, I expect proof to the court of the community service or payment of the $195 by March 18th. You are entitled to appeal my decision today by appealing to the district and appellate courts of Colorado within 35 days of today's decision by following the Colorado rules of appellate procedure. Any questions?
Yes, Your Honor. Can you give more details about that?
More details about whether about the 10 hours of community service?
About the appealing towards the Colorado state?
You have 35 days from today to file an appeal with the district court by following the Colorado Rules of Appellate Procedure.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Unless I have any orders from any other court, I expect 10 hours of community service or 195 paid to the court by March 18th, or you were to appear in court on that day. My
Yes,
court
Your
clerk
Honor.
will follow up with paperwork.
Yes, Your Honor.
That will conclude the matter.
Are we adjourned, Your Honor?
Just for the record, I did not give the appeal warning to the prior defendant, so we send him an email saying he has the right to appeal within 35 days of tomorrow, since you won't be sending unless you're sending the email tonight, to the district and appellate courts. I should have told him that also. Now you can close the record for the evening.